Hello viewers, and welcome to Exploring Cinema with Brian Meadows. I, of course, am Brian. So, today's review is on the Disney animated film Zootopia. Zootopia, it details the unlikely relationship between a rabbit police officer and a red fox con artist when the rabbit moves to Zootopia, which is a large city where all kinds of animals coexist. And there's two types of animals. There are predators and prey. I went into this film not knowing really anything about it, and that was because the very first trailer was actually very uninteresting to me, because if I remember correctly about what happened, it had the Red Fox character just talking about basically what Zootopia was, and it was basically just a crash course into what the world was, and I actually didn't like how they did it. So, like I said, I ended up not watching any of the other trailers. But one of my friends actually dragged me to see this, and I was bored that night, so I went. And so I feel that if you haven't seen this film, you should go in knowing very little, if anything at all. But I will be a little bit detailed in this one. But as with all my other videos, this is a non-spoiler review. While this film does have a great lineup of voice performances, I will mainly be talking specifically about the two main leads, because if I talked any more about anybody else, it may bring up a few spoilers. So just to get that out of the way. The first one we have is Jennifer Goodwin as Officer Judy Hopps, an optimistic little rabbit from the small town of Bunnyborough, who is actually a newly appointed member of the Zootopia Police Department assigned to their first precinct. Now, I previously knew of Goodwin from her performance as Mary Margaret, aka Snow White, in ABC's Once Upon a Time. So when I actually heard her voice in the theater, I was really happy, because I was thinking, oh, thank God she's actually gonna get a bit more out there, I guess. I don't know what my mind's, or I don't know what I was trying to say. Sorry, I had a bit of a brain fart. But while I did love her in this film, her voice work is overshadowed by her co-star, who is Jason Bateman. In this one, Bateman plays Nick Wilde, a red fox who is a small-time con artist, and he's utterly fantastic in this film. I really can't say anything else. He is the humor for me. And he actually has probably the most depth out of all of the characters. Yeah. I don't know why I almost... Anyway, moving on. As I said, I wasn't going to talk too much about any other characters, but I did want to say that it has a great supporting cast with voice talents of actors such as Idris Elba, Jenny Slate, J.K. Simmons, Octavia Spencer, and Alan Tudyk, just to name a few. As for the story itself, the trailers did seem to market this movie as just a fun family film that focused on really cute little animals. But I was immediately impressed with Zootopia once I began to see its themes especially. One complaint that I will give about most modern Disney films is that while I have loved all of their recent films pretty much, well, yeah, pretty much, they seem to focus more on characters and humor than they do the story. And with this film, not only are those things and everything else great, I felt that the best aspect was the story. And this is such a great story, and it didn't even feel like a film for kids. If anything, it felt like it catered more towards adults, though kids can really enjoy the film for all the nice colors and the cute little animals. And just, not really a spoiler, but I just want to give an example of some of the themes and allusions that are in there. There are many allusions in this sphere to things like racial discrimination and stereotypes, gender discrimination and stereotypes. But it also breaks down friendships and relationships. This movie is very well-rounded and entertaining, and surprisingly really funny when it needed to be. For those of you who have seen the movie, or have seen maybe one of the trailers, you know that there is one good long scene involving a sloth. No spoilers, but this is the best damn scene in the entire movie, and the end bit still cracks me up to this day. The animation in this film is fantastic too, and the fur on the animals I actually know was actually created by this new animation program that was made around the time that they decided to come out with the movie, that gave character designers precise control over the brushing, shaping, and the shading of fur, and made it more possible to create a variety of eccentric character styles for each animal, but it also helped to make the fur very realistic, just by how it naturally moves. As for the music, we have another score by Michael Giacchino, and I swear, this man makes amazing scores, and actually, I think that this, I would honestly say that this score is possibly in his top 10. I would say maybe about 6 or 7. I really love this score. And actually, just as a fun fact, this was his first score for a feature-length film from Walt Disney Animation. He had done a couple of shorts for them before, but that was about it. And I was glad to see him get a feature-length film, and I swear, he's getting so many good gigs recently, especially from Walt Disney. He joined Star Wars, he joined Pixar a long while ago, and he even recently joined Marvel, and I actually just learned today that he is going to be scoring the Spider-Man Homecoming movie. To recap, Zootopia is a wonderful animated film with great voice performances, beautiful animation, a very compelling and original story, and just another great score from Giacchino. I just can't stress how amazing this movie is, just from a thematic and story standpoint. I believe that this film will be on lists of maybe one of, if not the greatest animated films of all time, and it deserves to be. And if you haven't already watched it, what the hell is wrong with you? Just go on Netflix and watch it like everybody else has. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening to me ramble on and on. Now, I must ask you, what did you guys think of Zootopia? Did you love it, hate it, were you indifferent, haven't seen it, etc.? It doesn't matter. I want to know your opinions and thoughts. I welcome new perspectives. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already for more reviews and content. There is always more to come. Farewell until the next video. Bye.